Hey everyone, Soundwave84 here, the Transformers Kingdom review. My first Kingdom figure. This is Core Class Rattrap. Up front right here is his packaging, his art. You can see well, I guess the real rat. I guess there's a Rattrap. You can see the arc is up here crashed. He is War for Cybertron Kingdom number 2. And just get this. This is like the old school Legends packaging. Turn around. 18 steps. Get you awfully, a lot of steps for a little Core Class figure, which used to be Legends Class. So that's really about it with the packaging. It's not really too much to look at when they're in this size. Alright, here is Rattrap, Kingdom Rattrap. He is Core Class, which is what this used to be, Legends Class figures. They have renamed this into Core Class. Now, in Earthrise, Legends Class figures are now become Deluxe Class. You can say Cliffjumper, who previously in like the Prime Wars trilogy would have been your Legends Class figure. He is now Deluxe, but they have added in some extra engineering and stuff to the figure to try to make it worth that price point. Now, in the first two parts of the War for Cybertron trilogy, we had Micromasters, and that was your $10 price point packaging. Now we got Core Class, and then in the Core Class, in the first round of Kingdom, we have Rattrap, we have Optimus Prime, and we have Vertebreak. Only one I got so far is Rattrap. The stars did not align. I did not get Optimus Prime in. It's not a big deal. I'm not really wanting these guys that much where I have to get them right away, but Rattrap's cool, and I kind of want to get a hold of him. So, a little bit of size comparison. This is Tailgate from the Prime Wars trilogy. Just to give you a bit of size, they're pretty much about exactly the same height. But I would say Rattrap does have more engineering. Of course, he is thinner, he is skinnier, he's more spindly, I guess you can say. He's just really thin. So you can get a little bit better poses out of the guy. Closer look here at Rattrap. Head sculpt is very nice. Very much Beast Wars cartoon accurate. He's got silver paint here up on top of the head. You can see my brain. And he's got red paint here on the eyes and mouth. Silver even on the little teeth inside there. He's got gray paint back here on the back of his head, which is to mimic closely to the fur coating here of his rat beast mode. Come down here, some silver paint right here on the arms with the maximal symbols. I can't talk, excuse me. At least he's not a pred. Once a pred, always a pred. I can't do his voice too well, but he always had that squeaky voice. He almost reminded me of George Costanza from Seinfeld. I don't know why. I guess always whining. I don't know. And then you come down here. The feet are actually gray plastic. They're painted this color. So that this sort of helps blend in when he's in his beast mode. It looks kind of weird in this mode. I guess it's almost like he's all this colors and this kind of stands out. It just looks funny. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything. Turn around to the back side. You can see where his he all folds up back here. So he's got an awful lot of paint detail on the figure, and you'll see a lot of that when he's into his rat mode with the feet, the ears, the eyes, and stuff like that. Articulation on the figure, you get your ball jointed elbows, so you get bends to there. And he's got ball jointed shoulders, and they actually are not attached to his torso. They're attached to the back part here of the rat mode. So you can kind of get this little effect here, like a butterfly effect, where they're there, but then you kind of get this look like it's you can see it's not attached, but you do have a ball joint there, so you can spin them all around this way. You can't 360 that way. You can just kind of 180 stuff that way, up and down, so you can do the YMCA. He's got ball jointed hips out to there, forward, back. You're not gonna get as much because of the back kibble. He's got ball jointed knees, so you get a swivel there. And he's got this extra bend here that is for transformation, but is there as well. And he's got a bend there. And then it's a ball joint on these feet. So you get a little bit of range of movement here as well. So it's really tight. So you get some ankle tilts on this figure. So that's nice for a little Core Class figure. There is no waist articulation. The head, you can 360 around. That's also for transformation because you'll have to move that around. There's really no up and down on that at all. So it's a nice looking figure. I have no complaints on it. It is Rattrap. I like Beast Wars, the cartoon. The characters kind of resonate with me at a different time in my life. I'm not a kid. I'm a teenager going to college when I actually watched this. So it's different to me, but it still has a place in my past, in my childhood. And I can't really say childhood. It has a place in my past. Comparison here, this is, I believe, a Thrilling 30 Waspinator. I'm not sure exactly when I got this, but I think it popped up in the IDW comics, and I think it's around that time frame. So that's some skill there. I don't know if they end up redoing a Waspinator. I'm pretty sure they will. So we'll probably get new Beast Wars characters as well. I have a Rattrap from one of those lines. I don't know where it's at. Rhinox that came out during that time, I have actually sold him. His legs are too wobbly. I just didn't really like the figure. But I kept Waspinator because he's one of my favorite characters from Beast Wars, and he looks really cool. Also comes with a little blaster, a little pistol here. You can peg it in either hand. Very simple. You know, so simple even a kid can do it. And pew pew. Now let's see, does it support blast effects? There's a blast effect. Yes, it does. So you can take a blast effect. This is, I think, from a Cyberverse line. That does peg on, so you can do stuff like that. So you can attach some blast effects to your core class. Rattrap. Once a pred, always a pred. Waspinator. They need to make a Waspinator like the Cup, the Studio Series Cup, where he falls to pieces. That's what they need to do with Waspinator. Alright, let's transform Rattrap. Alright, before I transform Rattrap, see this, you can actually store his weapon on his back. You can see he's got a little tab back here, and there's a tab right here. This lines up with this little slot here. So I mentioned a slot back here. You can just tab that in. So he can store his weapon on his back. I didn't show that off earlier, but you can do that so you don't lose it. It's there. Now let's transform Rattrap. First thing you want to do, if you have the gun there, remove it. Put it to the side. Then you want to take this back part here, and it actually comes down. It's on a hinge. This whole back piece here. And his arms, like I said, are attached to this. So it just comes down. Bring it down like this. So he looks like that. Then you can take his head. You want to 180 it all the way around this way. 180. And then you take the rat head, bring that up, and that's just going, it's on a hinge, it's ratcheted. Not really, it's just it hits, I guess, these little ratchets. You bring that down so it flattens up. You want to take his arms, you want to swing those up to the top, like so. And then you want to bring them down. They're in this little hinge piece here. You bring this down, and it will just come down like this. Bring it down like that. You see there's a tab here. There's little slots in the shoulder joints. You're just going to tab those together. If you can line them up, I had trouble with that side. This side I have no trouble with. This side goes in a lot easier. Okay, there you go. And you snap it in. And it's just trying to get this lined up. And it's really hard when I'm looking on camera. There we go. Got that one locked in. You want to take him here, and you want to swivel his arms out like this. Swivel it here at the ball joint, and you want this silver parts in the fist facing up like that. Come back here to the back. The tail part here is actually hooked onto this. So you just want to lift this piece up. The little tail piece will come out. This is a little catch here, just catches right there. Bring this part down. The tail will then flip around like this. You come down to the knees, and you want to turn them inward like this. And then you take these little pieces here, and you want to bend his knees outward to the side like this. Okay, this doesn't need to turn with you. So he's like this. This is a little weird, funky looking thing. Then you want to take him at the rat feet. Turn that like this. Just that part, that and the other extra joint down here. And then bend that down like this. And then you want to turn just the feet on that little joint. So on the outside, his legs look like this. So now you take the side parts here of the rat mode, which is attached to his arms, and you're going to fold that in like this. And as you do so, his arms will then turn this way to where these hollow bits are facing up. Well, this tab, or this hollow bit closer to his fist are going to go into these tabs up here. So you're going to lower this down. And you're going to close that in on that. And you just want to tap his forearms into that. So that's tabbed together. And then you're just going to bring all this down. And there's this tab here, which is going to hook into his legs right there. Like that. Just tab that in. These there's little rat feet are just going everywhere. There you go. And then you see there's little tabs here. It's going to go right inside here. So you're just going to raise these up, and it's just going to catch in onto that, like so. Now these hands will probably come on tabs from this back piece. Don't fret. Just push it right back up there. So the only thing is having it all stay tabbed. The back legs will come out very, very easily from that, and you're done transforming Rattrap. Alright, so the longest part of this video so far has just been transforming this little figure. Now what you can do with his weapon is you can store it on the rat mode. Now instructions have you showed you with this little tab here. Put it in this way where the barrel is facing towards the rat head. And all you would do is just tab it in there, a little slot like that. So it's not hard at all. Just beware these little legs will pop out pretty freely from this little tab up here. Just gotta push it right back in. Closer look at some details in his rat mode. You can see the eyes are painted. You got the pupils in there. The inside the ears are actually have design elements of the actual ear, and plus it's painted. So that is a really cool detail there. You can see it where it's got like molded fur on here, and how the paint lightens up as he gets close to his front paws right here. Tip of his nose is painted as well. And it's all the same color paint. The hands here, the inside of the ears, tip of his nose, it's all the same. I guess the budget can only go so far. And the feet down here, of course, like I said earlier, are painted, and they have that ball joint so the feet can move. And then you get that articulation. These are fixed. The head will be fixed. You can move it, but the other head's there, and you're going to end up like knocking this piece up. And there's no left or right or anything like that. The tail, you can slightly move it if you want to. It's very slight. The plastic on the tail is pretty rigid. It's not soft or anything. You can kind of move the tip, but the rest of it is pretty hard. So otherwise, it's a nice little rat mode. I think they did a good job. Now, it's awfully panely. Panely, yes, it's a word, panely. You can see all the panel lines. It's kind of excessive, but to achieve what they're wanting to do, I think it works. And for scale, here he is next to Hubcap. Just give you a slight bit of scale. He's probably the same length, actually a little bit longer counting the tail. But he's going to feel more like in size as to your past Legends class figures. Final thoughts here on Kingdom Rattrap. I think it's a good update on the figure, the character itself. I think the rat mode is a nice looking mode. It lacks in articulation. You're not going to get very much articulation out of it. And some of the tabs I think are lacking where the back legs meet the body. And that's probably the only negatives. The paint application is nice. The design is excellent. What they molded in for the actual figure looked really good, and I like it a lot. Now the robot mode, I think the figure looks really good. There's a lot of articulation, the weapon sports blast effects, the paint is applied well on the figure. It just looks like a good version of Rattrap. Now I think it will work in scale compared to the new Kingdom figures, not the G1 versions of the Kingdom figures, but the Beast Wars Kingdom figures, because there's no way this can really scale with G1. Anyway, I do recommend this figure if you run across it. If you're a Beast Wars fan, he's a definite pickup. And it's a bright spot for things that could come from Kingdom for Beast Wars. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.